created under the sun. One generation passeth away, and another generation cometh. The sun rises in the east, and setteth in the west. The wind comes out of the south and goes to the north in its circuit. The rivers run into the sea, and the sea is not full. Vanity, vanity, all these things are vanity. Here are the words of the preacher. Who's better to tell you about life than a preacher? That was me, Solomon. I went to life to find life and to discover all the things that were under the sun. As I was seeking life to understand these great and mighty things, oh, the Lord began to deal with me as a king. See, I was the king in Jerusalem, and I was over all of Jerusalem was given to me. I went to life to get all the gusto that I could get with all the vigor, the vim, and the vivaciousness. But I only came away irritated, agitated, aggravated, exasperated, and discombobulated. That's a whole lot of agents of pain. That was me, the king in Israel, who sought to find all the things that life had to offer, only to come away with vexation of spirit. My father's name was David. David was a great and a mighty man. Oh, he was a man after God's own heart. I was Solomon. I was a man with a half a heart. But I wasn't like Saul, a man who had no heart. A man who said at the end of his life, I have surely played the fool. As I went to look at life and to see everything I wanted to discover, I set out to discover everything that life had to offer. And I found out that things are vain and vexation, and I found out that those things that they never really satisfy. I began to discover so many things about life. See, I wrote 3 books. The Song of Solomon when I was a young man. Oh, was I ever in love. Oh, that Shulamite woman, she was something. And she asked me, what does love have to do with it? And then I wrote the book of Proverbs when I was in my midlife crisis. I wrote that book and I gained a lot of wisdom. I discovered something. There's 2 things you can't have at the same time. One is youth and one is wisdom. I discovered that because one was coming, the other was going. And then I wrote the book of Ecclesiastes. That's what my story is all about. Going to life to find life. It was here in the book of Ecclesiastes, as I was growing old in my old age, I was also becoming a little senile. I wasn't quite sane as I was seeking after all these things. Oh Lord, these things are vain. I pray that none of my grandchildren will go what I went through, and that none of my grandchildren will have vexation of spirit. Oh Lord, I pray that none of my grandchildren, none of my great-grandchildren, none of my great-great-grandchildren, none of my great-great-great-great-grandchildren, and none of my great-great-great-great-great-great-grandchildren, and none of my great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-grandchildren will go through what I went through. Oh Lord, let this not happen to any of them. Oh Lord, oh, not any of my grandchildren in the years to come go through what I went through. Oh Lord.
Vegas, Nevada! Voice of Las Vegas, Nevada! I don't know why they call it Sin City, but I think we're gonna figure it out. Welcome to Las Vegas, Nevada! Woo! Don't y'all love Las Vegas, Nevada? They call it Sin City. I think I just said that. I don't know why they call it Sin City, but I think we're gonna figure it out. Hold on 1 minute, excuse me. Woo! You sexy man! Woo! But look at here. I am the descendant of Solomon, my great. Okay, I ain't studying. That's how many greats in there. Every time I say great, that's about $4 billion. Honey, I got plenty of money. Don't go with me. That's your rock in there, sugar. That's your rock. Woo! I'll tell you what. Ever since I've been here in Las Vegas, Nevada, there's only one thing that I came to do. And that's to fulfill the lust of the flesh. Oh, okay. That's what I came to do. Because it seemed to me like it's designed just for that. You could have a good time in Las Vegas, Nevada. I still don't know why they call it Sin City. It seems to me everything is nice and pleasurable. I mean, if that's the case, then I guess I love sin. Now that's an oxymoron. How you gonna put love and sin in the same sentence? Right. But I ain't your preacher. Woo! Child, hold on. Let me just put this down for a second. Okay? It take a whole lot of energy to sin. I'm telling you right now. So, you know, I figured when I got out here, I'd do everything I wanted to do since I was grown. You know, when you're grown, you can do what you want to do. When you're grown, you can do what you want to do. At least that's the way I see it. You know, ain't nobody got to tell me nothing. I'm a grown man. You understand what I'm saying? I put my pants on one leg at a time, just like everybody else. Yeah. So, I got to seeing all these things going all around, and it seemed like every time you go somewhere, they had some little girl shaking and gyrating. And I said, goodness. I ain't leave, I just said, goodness. And then I see these boys throwing money at the girl. And I imagined that would motivate her to keep shaking and gyrating. They said making it rain. They throwing money out there. Y'all heard of making it rain? Okay, pretend like you ain't never heard of that. But I kept saying to myself, goodness, but I ain't leave. So I tell you, man, I got to thinking, you know what? I'm a good person. You know, but it's hard for any man to live holy in Las Vegas, Nevada. Any man to live holy in Las Vegas, Nevada? I mean, I wasn't going to try and be the first one. That's all I'm saying. I ain't come here to reinvent the wheel. You understand? It's so hot out there, you got to take all your clothes off. You know that boy made this song. Take your clothes off, it's hot in here. It's hot everywhere in Las Vegas. But everybody keep taking their clothes off. But you know, I wasn't trying to change nothing. That's not why I'm here. I'm here to spend all this money. My great, okay, you know how many greats it is by now, right? How about if I just say great to the 8th power of the night? Would you get that? Did you get that? Okay, shut up. This is my dialogue. That's what I want to say. To the great, to the great. Huh? Yes. So, man, look here. I said, well, you know, I do want to have a wife. I would like to have a wife, a companion. That's the right thing to do. Mm-hmm. Took me a little while. Because I kept saying, it is hard for any man to live holy in Las Vegas. Any man. But this is what I learned. That more than one woman or one wife for a man, gotta turn his heart away from God. I ain't no genius, but I can figure that one out. More than one woman or one wife for any man, gotta turn his heart away from God. Ain't nothing but foolishness out here, man. Ain't nothing but foolishness out here.
I pray that none of my grandchildren will go through what I went through. See, I set out in life to explore life. I thought I would try wine. Surely wine was the answer. I began to drink. Oh, the nights that I had these balls. And the people that came, the dignitaries from all over Jerusalem, to come to be with great King Solomon, to spend time with me in my splendor and glory. As I began to drink of this special wine that was made, I began to realize that over the time, no one told me that my liver would be dissipated. No one told me that with every drink that I took, that the cells in my body would destroy my brain. Nobody told me that over a period of time that my kidneys would be affected. No one told me that wine is a mocker. Strong drink is raging, and whosoever is deceived thereby is not wise. I went after wine because I wanted to have champagne wishes and caviar dreams. And the more I drank, the less I lost of my senses. Who have woes? Who have contentions? Who have sorrows? Who have babblings? They that tarry long at the wine, they that seeketh after it when it's red in the cup. Wine is a mocker, strong drink is raging, and whosoever is deceived thereby is not wise. Oh, I wanted to be wise. I was Solomon. Oh, it'll cause you to look at strange women in a certain way. It'll cause you to look at Halle Berry a certain way. It'll cause you to look at Kim Kardashian a certain way. It'll cause you to look at Beyonce in a certain way. And Kate Upton in a certain way. Oh, it causes strange things and it gives you strange effects on your mind. I went after these things in this season of life thinking these things were going to satisfy me. Thinking they were going to give me what I need. And as I looked at these women strangely, oh, it began to take me down a path away from my wife, from the woman that God had given me, the Shulamite woman. I began at that point to seek after women. Yes, those women turned my heart away from the true and the living God. Oh, I wish somebody had told me that more than one woman will take you away from the things of the Lord. See, I had 700 wives and 300 concubines. I said concubines, not porcupines.